Imagine this. You're finally on the ship. The ocean is sparkling and everything feels perfect until you realize you left your medication at home. Suddenly, that dream vacation could end before it even begins. Cruising is one of the best ways to see the world, no matter your age. But for travelers in their 60s or 70s, or anyone helping a parent or loved one plan their trip, there are a few mistakes that can quietly derail the entire experience. That's why in this video, I'm breaking down the biggest cruise mistakes seniors make every year and how you can avoid them. These aren't scare tactics. They're practical tips to save money, keep you safe, and make your trip smoother. Welcome to Quick Cruise Tips. If this is your first time here, I'm glad you stopped by. And if you find these insights helpful, a quick like really supports us. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next set of cruise secrets. All right, let's dive in. One of the biggest risks for senior cruisers isn't missing a show or a dinner reservation. It's forgetting the medications you rely on every single day. Unlike back home, cruise ships don't have a full-service pharmacy on board. If you need something specific and didn't bring it, chances are you won't be able to replace it until you're back on land. And by then, it might be too late. The best approach is to bring more than you expect to use. If your cruise is 10 days, pack enough for 12 or 13. Delays happen, traffic to the port drags on, and the last thing you want is to be counting pills instead of enjoying your vacation. Keep your prescriptions in their original containers with your name on the label and tuck a printed list of everything you take into your bag. If you ever need a refill or medical help on shore, that list can make the process much smoother. And one rule you can't bend: never put your medication in checked luggage. Bags get delayed or lost all the time. Your prescriptions should always stay with you in your carry-on or personal bag, close at hand. A cruise is about peace of mind, and nothing takes that away faster than worrying about the next dose. Plenty of travelers, no matter their age, skip travel health insurance because it feels like an unnecessary expense. The problem is, most regular health plans won't protect you once you're at sea or in a foreign port. Even Medicare doesn't cover international travel unless you've purchased a supplemental plan with limited overseas benefits. And medical care on a ship, it can be shockingly expensive. Even a short visit to the infirmary can run into the hundreds, while an emergency evacuation can reach tens of thousands. Picture this: something happens halfway between Florida and the Caribbean. You can't call your family doctor. You're relying entirely on the ship's medical team, and if things get serious, you may need to be airlifted to the nearest hospital. Without proper coverage, every dollar of that cost comes out of your pocket. That's why it's important to check your existing health insurance before you travel. If it doesn't cover you abroad, or only provides limited protection, purchasing travel insurance that includes emergency treatment and evacuation is the safest choice. You're not planning for disaster. You're making sure a small mishap doesn't spiral into a financial nightmare. It's easy to fall into the trap of packing just in case. A shirt for every day, backup shoes, jackets you'll never wear. Before you know it, your suitcase looks like you're moving onto the ship permanently. But overpacking doesn't just weigh down your bag, it weighs down your entire trip. Cruise ships aren't built for bulky luggage. Hallways are narrow, elevators get crowded, and on embarkation day, you might end up dragging heavy bags up the stairs because the lifts are full. That's stressful for anyone, but especially rough if you've got back or knee issues. Packing lighter makes cruising smoother in every way. A smaller suitcase means less strain on your body, less hassle getting around, and more time to enjoy the trip instead of digging through piles of clothes you never touch. And here's a little reality check. If you didn't feel like wearing that bright red shirt at home, chances are you won't suddenly feel like wearing it on the ship either. Stick with the outfits you actually love. Add comfortable shoes and one nicer set for formal night, and you're set. Your future self will thank you when you're breezing through the terminal while everyone else is wrestling with luggage mountains. Some travelers step on board with the idea, I'm here to unplug completely. No phones, no tech. It sounds peaceful, but in today's cruising world, that mindset can actually make things harder. Cruise lines now use their apps as the main way to share important updates. Daily schedules, last-minute changes, even urgent alerts from the captain, all of it shows up there first. Skip the app, and you might miss out on something big. Imagine everyone showing up dressed to the nines for formal night while you're in shorts, because you never saw the app notification that the dinner time had been moved up. Even in port, having a working phone matters. If the ship needs to reach you because of an emergency or a departure change, the app is often the only way they can do it. At least one person in your group should stay connected. That could mean checking your roaming plan before you leave, picking up a simple eSIM if your phone supports it, or subscribing to the ship's Wi-Fi package. Wi-Fi may cost more, but it works anywhere on board and is often the easiest option for travelers who don't want the hassle of managing international plans. Cruising is about relaxation, but staying informed is what lets you relax without surprises. It's an unfortunate reality. Scammers love targeting travelers, and seniors are often at the top of their list. The tricks have just gotten sneakier. Online, you'll see fake cruise websites, emails promising free upgrades, or texts with suspicious links claiming you've won onboard credit. Some even set up fake customer service numbers on Google, hoping you'll call and hand over your payment details. And once you're in port, the scams change shape. A taxi driver quoting triple the normal price. A tour operator who promises a special deal but takes you to half the stops. Even shops at the pier sometimes inflate prices just for tourists who don't know better. The best defense is caution. Book tours directly through the cruise line or well-reviewed operators, and only use official contact numbers you find on the cruise line's actual website. Never click a link in a random message, no matter how tempting the offer looks. A good rule of thumb: if it feels too good to be true, it probably is. Protect your wallet, and you'll protect your vacation. Shore excursions can be the highlight of your cruise, but they can also become a struggle if you pick the wrong one. What looks like a gentle walking tour in the brochure might turn into a 2-hour uphill climb on cobblestones under the blazing sun. The key is knowing your limits. Excursions are usually rated easy, moderate, or strenuous. Pay attention to those labels, and don't hesitate to ask the shore excursions desk for details before you book. What feels simple for a 30-year-old could be exhausting if you have knee issues or a heart condition. It's also worth remembering that some activities, even light ones, come with age restrictions for insurance reasons. It's frustrating to sign up, only to be turned away later, so it's better to double-check before committing. When you're unsure, talk to the staff on board. They can guide you toward the excursions that fit your comfort level. And if something feels like too much, skipping it is perfectly fine. In fact, some of the most enjoyable days are when you stay on the ship while everyone else heads out. The quiet, uncrowded atmosphere can feel like your own private retreat. Not all cabins are created equal, and for senior cruisers, location can make a huge difference. Book a guaranteed cabin without checking the details, and you might end up way down a long hallway, far from the elevators. Or worse, right above a noisy nightclub. I once met a couple in their late 60s who booked without looking at the deck map. They ended up in a cabin directly over the ship's dance club. The bass thumped until 1 a.m. every night. By the third evening, they were at guest services, practically begging for a room change. It worked out, but it wasn't the relaxing vacation they'd imagined. If mobility is an issue, choosing a cabin near the elevators is a smart move. It saves energy and makes navigating the ship much easier. For accessibility needs, wheelchair-friendly cabins are available, but they're limited and sell out quickly, so booking early is essential. And if you're bringing a mobility scooter, always check the size and storage policy in advance. Many ships require scooters to be stored inside your cabin, though some provide designated spaces instead. Confirming with the cruise line ahead of time avoids last-minute surprises. If yours doesn't fit, Most lines partner with rental companies, so you can have the right scooter waiting in your cabin. Your cabin isn't just a place to sleep, it's your base for the entire journey. Choosing the right one can mean the difference between a peaceful retreat and a week of frustration. Here's something many first-time senior cruisers don't realize. The ship you choose sets the entire tone of your vacation. Pick the wrong one, and you might feel trapped in the exact opposite of what you were hoping for. Megaships with water slides, zip lines, and 10,000 passengers can feel like a floating theme park. Fantastic if you love constant activity, but overwhelming if you're craving quiet. Smaller ships, on the other hand, focus more on fine dining, cultural programs, and a relaxed pace. So ask yourself, would you rather watch a full Broadway-style show in a theater packed with thousands, or sip a glass of wine while reading in a quiet lounge? That single choice points you toward the ship that actually fits your style. Large ships deliver variety and energy. Medium ships often strike a balance between entertainment and calm. Small ships give you intimacy, elegance, and the chance to know fellow passengers by name. Match the ship to your personality, and your cruise instantly feels like it was built for you. Cruise ships are safe, but slips and falls happen more often than people think. And for senior travelers, even a small accident can ruin the whole trip. On board, the biggest hazards are the pool decks and buffet areas. Water splashes, freshly mopped floors, or a quick step in the wrong shoes can turn into a hard fall. I've seen guests wipe out near the pool simply because they were walking too quickly on a wet surface. And it's not just on the ship. Many ports have uneven sidewalks, steep gangways, or old cobblestone streets that can be tricky to navigate. Add in a little rain, and suddenly that easy stroll through town feels like an obstacle course. The best defense? Shoes with good grip. Forget the slick sandals or smooth-bottom loafers. Go with something sturdy, supportive, and slip-resistant. A comfortable pair of walking shoes can save you from sprains, bruises, or worse. Remember, a cruise is supposed to be relaxing. Moving a little slower and choosing the right footwear can keep your vacation on track, literally on your feet. Most people assume their ship will always dock right at the pier. But on some itineraries, the ship anchors offshore, and passengers have to take smaller boats, called tenders, to reach land. It sounds simple, but picture this. The tender rocks gently with the waves as you step down a narrow set of stairs. There's a small gap between the ship and the boat, and crew members hold out their hands while urging you to time your step just right. For many passengers, especially seniors, that moment alone can feel intimidating. If you use a wheelchair, tendering isn't always off the table. Some cruise lines, like Princess, have tenders equipped with lifts, but availability depends on the ship and the port. The safest move is to check with your cruise line ahead of time. And remember, you don't always have to go ashore. Staying on board during a tender stop often means enjoying the ship at its quietest. Lounges are empty, pools are peaceful, and it feels almost like you've got the place to yourself. You don't have to be a full-time wheelchair user to ask for help on boarding or disembarkation day. Those days often mean long walks through terminals, security lines, and ramps, plus the stress of luggage and crowds. For many travelers, it's simply too much. One 75-year-old gentleman shared that he nearly collapsed in the terminal because he didn't want to bother anyone by asking for assistance. By the time he finally reached the ship, he was exhausted before the cruise had even started. Cruise lines provide wheelchair assistance to anyone who asks, whether it's due to mobility issues, a temporary injury, or just the need for a little extra support. You can arrange it in advance through the cruise line or your travel agent, and if the need arises unexpectedly, guest services can coordinate assistance at each port. Using this service isn't an inconvenience, it's your right as a passenger. And it means saving your energy for the parts of the trip that really matter, enjoying dinner, exploring ports, or dancing at the evening show. Don't let pride or hesitation stop you from asking. Wheelchair assistance can turn a stressful day of boarding into a smooth, stress-free start to your vacation. One of the biggest misconceptions is that age decides what you can or can't do on a cruise. The truth? I've met guests in their 70s and 80s who hike on shore excursions, kayak at sunrise, and dance until midnight. I've also seen others who prefer quiet mornings with coffee on the balcony and leisurely evenings at the piano bar. Both are perfect because cruising adapts to you. The mistake is letting age itself make the decision for you. Cruise ships are designed for every pace of life. Whether you're chasing adventure or simply want to relax, there's room for both. Some of the most inspiring stories on board come from older travelers who are still living fully, sharing decades of travel wisdom, laughing through trivia games, or telling stories over dinner that make the whole table lean in. That's what makes cruising special. It brings together people of all ages, and everyone belongs. So don't hold back because of a number. Your cruise can be as active, as restful, or as adventurous as you want it to be. So there you have it, the 12 biggest cruise mistakes senior travelers make and how to avoid them. At the end of the day, cruising isn't about age. It's about knowing how to plan smart, protect your health, and make choices that let you enjoy every moment on board. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's your best tip for older travelers heading out on a cruise? Drop it in the comments, because your experience might be exactly what helps someone else have a smoother trip. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like. It really supports us. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss the next set of cruise secrets we've got coming. Until then, happy cruising, and don't forget to pack those non-slip shoes. Memories are worth keeping, but bruises from a fall, not so much.